Your attention, please. And now, on with the show.
Live from Paradise Studios in New York, Strong Island Television presents Under the Radar, starring Randy Unger. Brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Tonight, Randy will be interviewing concert promoter and recording artist SoHo Johnny. Randy will also be reviewing the new films Daniel Isn't Real and Marriage Story with special guest critics Matt Roran and Forrest Bennett. And now, here's your host, Randy Unger.
Hey guys, welcome to Under the Radar. I'm your host, Randy Unger. And this is where we talk all things film, but today we're going to take a slight detour as I have concert promoter and recording artist SoHo Johnny on Skype right now. Hey SoHo Johnny, how's it going?
How are you, Unger? Thank you for having me on your show today.
Oh sure, we had a few glitches in the beginning, but I think we're good to go. So.
Well, we'll make do. We overcome.
Indeed. How's your day going?
We're doing well here. Just the season, a lot of shopping, a lot of hustle and bustle, and a lot going on. But we fit 5 pounds of potatoes in a 3-pound package if we can. It's always the same routine.
All right.
But it's a great time of year. It's a beautiful time of year. We're all blessed to be here.
Are you in New York right now?
I'm in Westchester County.
Okay.
Not too far from you.
Oh, that's great. So. This is mainly a movie review show. We talk about film mostly, but I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about your career, your musical career, and your journey. So if you could just tell everyone about yourself and your career.
A little bit about myself is
Yeah.
I'm a city slicker back in the Big Apple, New York, born in Manhattan a wee bit ago. My parents had moved me to the Boogie Down Bronx, and I went to grammar and high school there, and back in those days, it was a different city, as you may be aware, and many of our listeners are aware. Mm-hmm. And my parents ended up buying a house, and we had a garage in the backyard. And in the garage, a lot of my friends after school would come and congregate, and I would entertain them. I would have the strobe light music. Back then, it was probably a lot more classic rock, and before the advent of classic disco. And over the years, I just kept having parties, and I kind of segued into more and more. And in recent years, I'm doing these concerts. I'm doing a lot of benefits. One of my pet projects is to help out the American Cancer Society, which is one of my goals, to do whatever I can. And we're having a great time combining the passion of music with a lofty goal like that, and getting a lot of love in return, which is so special to me.
And is that a hospital or a charity group?
No, the American Cancer Society.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, the American Cancer Society. Yeah, the main.
Okay,
organization.
And how did you get involved with them?
It's just I think it's just more a segue, because it's a lot of personal experiences and losses and trials and tribulations that I experienced in my life, starting with my dad and cousins and friends around me. I mean, cancer is such a, different forms of cancer, such a terrible disease, very, very prevalent. It affects all of us. I think the statistics are so alarming. Yeah. We do the best we can to maintain our health and our well-being and good, healthy lives. But, something, eventually nobody lives forever, but, I think it's important for us to continue to make strides for great causes like that. And I'm just doing my part, and I'm just combining it with a very strong passion of music and entertainment, and garnering a lot of return on that investment of time, with the love and the admiration I feel from the audiences, and the smile I put on people, and the gift of entertainment. Entertainment is more of a, it's more of a kind of a reciprocity. of just the mutual, that connection you have with the audience. And when you tie it with something like that, I've gotten so much love in return, and it fills my sails. It's one of the things that I do now, and it's very important to me.
And tell us, what instruments do you play?
I don't play instruments. I guess you could say I'm a vocalist.
Okay.
I just cut a song. I haven't released it yet, called "Coasting to Delight," and I'm segueing into that, and a little bit acting, and I've been getting a fair amount of publicity. But my goals aren't so much like, it's really not about me, okay? But I believe that everybody has a obligation, no matter, you don't have to be on the stage, you don't have to be a celebrity. I think everyone has an obligation to reach out and touch somebody, and wake up with the attitude that we're blessed. There's always people less fortunate than us,
right?
And I want to try and make a difference.
Cool. And I understand that you were named recently to the board of directors for the Legends of Vinyl.
Oh yes, Louis is. I have a lot of respect for Louis. We're friends, and I've joined him in his cause. I was at his last annual event, actually his last two annual events, and I love what he's doing. He's giving so much recognition to, we hear all the big names and all the artists out there, the performing artists, and I did a significant festival concert. I guess we'll get into that in a minute, for the Cancer Society back on August 10th of this year. But there's so much, and what he's doing is bringing a lot of recognition to a lot of people behind the scenes that the public doesn't hear about. A lot of the DJs and the background, of the studios, and he brings everyone out, and I think it's wonderful. There's so much great music. I mean, over the years, in different generations, different genres of music.
Right.
Of course, my generation, I speak to classic rock, I speak to classic disco, freestyle, okay? I love Motown, classic R&B. But there's all different genres of music, and he's really tapped into a lot of, that same genre of classic disco, if you want to go Motown. And he's bringing them all forward. He had Joey B and Benitez there. He had so many big names and just giving them, it's kind of like a mini Hall of Fame that he's created, and I think it's wonderful what he's doing. I have a lot of respect for Louis Rizzo.
That's so cool. Awesome. You mentioned some really big names just now. Who would you say are some of your personal influences for your music?
Oh, a good question. Well, my origins, of course, is classic rock. I'm an avid Who fan. I met Pete Townsend once when he did produced that concert in the Met in New York City. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. We had Billy Idol joining him on the roster. I think Alfred Bowe, and it was about Quadrophenia, which I made it's kind of like a rock opera album. It really fit, and I think Billy Joel played Bellboy. And it was off the hook. So after the show, I was able to get back into the room, and I don't know how I did it, but I did, and I met Pete Townsend. So that was a pinnacle time for me. But as far as other influences, I think, I like to speak to a lot of the celebrities out there that have also become role models. Okay, people that give back in their own ways, because I think that's like a double celebrity in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay. In order to perform and being out there and also doing something noble, I think is really, because the role models aren't just the music, although the music is great. We have so much respect. And I love the artists that are doing it that are up in age.
Yeah.
I have so much respect from them. I meet a lot of them all the time. And, just last night I met quickly Darlene Love. Right? She was performing here, and, and she's still out there. And of course, this is the holiday time, which is very relevant for her. And, so I get to meet a lot of people, influence classic disco. I mean, I did a show for cancer in August 10th. That was my last big one. I have another one December 14th coming up. Oh, gosh, next Saturday. I guess I'll mention that.
Sure.
But August 10th this past year, I kind of took it up a notch, and it was more like a festival because there was a daytime in a large, circus tent.
Okay.
And it was an afternoon in a ballroom, and I included food, buffet. It wasn't about profit. It was about, connectivity, community, cancer, and really just outreach here. And I was very, very fortunate because it went off without a hitch. And I've gotten, and with the cancer stuff, I can't tell you, it floors me how much love you get when you do these type of things back. My roster included to help me with the cause. I'm so thankful and privileged to work with people like this. I had Danny Terrio. We all remember him from Dance Fever back in the day. Tavares, Heatwave, Fonda Ray. Oh, my assistant Gail is handing me this, which is just an autographed poster, one of the flyers we had of the event. So I don't want to forget about it because everybody was wonderful. Tavares, Jimmy Bohorn, okay, Isn't In, and Spank, my guy. We all, boogie down to this music. It's great. Fonda Ray, Deputy of Love.
Nice.
I'm kidding. Star Hansen is a little bit more freestyle. He's a friend. Hungry for Your Love. Heat Wave, Always and Forever. Terry DeSario. I mean, you don't see her that much in these parts, but she's a wonderful, wonderful person.
That's great. So I'm curious.
Sharon Brown.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm curious. So it's very interesting combining art, celebrity, with a very noble cause like cancer awareness. How do you establish that that bond, so to speak?
Well, you'd be surprised. Everybody I speak to, the artists, they're all touched. Somebody tells me, my father is going through chemo, or, I just lost my dad, and it's so great what you're doing, and, we want to help you. And, I mean, it's that, it's that synergy that's in the air, and that's such a positive energy. Bringing people together for a common cause such as noble as this, I think, is so important.
Yeah.
I always say when I give my concerts or whatever, I say, if you do nothing, then nothing gets done. And it's so true about anything in life, right?
Yeah.
So, I get a lot of reciprocity from a lot of people. I mean, I get a lot of calls when I do these shows. A lot of these artists just want to jump on the show. And here I am, some guy I'm originally a real estate guy in Manhattan. SoHo Johnny is my, SoHoJohnny.com is my brand.
Okay.
But I'm really a real estate company. PepRealEstate.com is my real estate company. And, of course, my family goes back 3, maybe 4 generations now in SoHo, Manhattan. You're a good over name.
All right.
But it's really, really cool. I was just speaking to Monty Rock III, which we all remember him. He was the DJ on the original Saturday Night Fever.
Oh, wow.
And he did that song that we all remember, Get Dancing. Discotheques and the Sex Celeste. My chiffon is wet, and I love Monty. He's wonderful. But just to give credit to everybody here, Instant Funk, I Got My Mind Made Up was there. Constantine Morales, although he's not really that genre of music, is a friend, and he was rocking. We all know him from Rock of Ages. Double Exposure, 10% of Something. I had Radio, Arnell Carmichael, Jack and Jill, Planet Patrol. I love those guys.
All right.
I had a tribute. Kind of like I guess you want to call it a tribute to Kiss, but it's mini Kiss. And so all these little people that dress up in the outfit, and they were great. They're great guys. Harold Melvin's Blue Notes.
Okay.
They came to join the cause. And Leroy Gomez, he was on my 2018 show. He's a wonderful guy. And we remember him from Santa Esmeralda, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood.
Okay.
Danny Clay was a tribute artist for Luther Vandross, and he did a great job.
Nice.
So that was my August 10th. So I kind of I was able to pull that together, and it was so much fun. And I'm thankful. I had great people that were helping, supporting me. And, because there's so much work that goes into a concert, something like this. It's amazing. I mean, I got to make sure everything gets right. There's a certain amount of stress like anything else, but we pulled it off. So, we try to do these from time to time. I'm delving a little bit into acting, nothing on a major level yet, although everyone starts somewhere, and recording some music now. So, it's kind of morphing organically into this, and that. And I'm very, very thankful for everything that's happened to me. I'm thankful for where I am in my life, and I think it's wonderful.
I think everything you're doing is wonderful. It's just a very noble cause. And I'm curious, in your mind, what makes a good performer?
That's an excellent question.
Thank you.
I think a good performer, obviously, the first thing that comes to everyone's mind is they have to have some type of innate talent or some experience that they've gotten themselves somewhere to play an instrument and do that. There's still always, there's always so you contribute so much to hard work and experience. But, that's part of the mix. But the other mix, in order to be a great performer, in my humble opinion, is the show must go on. And I've just had this conversation with Gail, my assistant here, and she's so wonderful. She's one of my backbone. But you could, when you're on tour, and especially these superstars, you know, it doesn't matter if you pulled your back out or if you had an argument with your spouse, or you know, something's going on in your life. The show must go on. You must be there, and you got to put your best on.
Right.
You got to put your best on, because the people there, they're expected to perform. They're expecting that performance, and you know, that's the beauty of entertainment, is that you can still do that through all that, and still, you know, bring people away from their lives and just make them smile a little bit with entertainment. I think that's a wonderful thing.
That's great. So I know you have a show coming up on the 14th. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, it's a small show at Casa La Femme in the West Greenwich Village in Manhattan, 140 Charles Street. It actually starts early, but we're going 5. We're starting 5 o'clock until midnight, maybe a little bit more. And I have a nice roster of talented artists that I'm privileged to work with again. Kim Sledge from Sister Sledge. Leon Robinson and the Peoples. We all know him from the Temptation movies. He was the lead singer. Strafe Standard. He did that club song that we all remember. Set it off on the left. You know, set it off on the right. We can't not move to that. And we have Rainier Martin. She's a great Donna Summer tribute artist. Staying the Man Hampton tribute artist to Teddy Pendergrass. Michael Musto, who used to be with the Village Voice, is going to be belting out and joining us in the party and with the celebration. And Desi and the Underground Band, they're gonna do Undercover Band, and they're great guys and gals, and they're gonna be doing actually a little classic rock for that. We're starting off with some classic rock.
Nice.
So it's really a little blend of classic rock, a lot of classic Motown and classic disco. And just an add-on recently, I shouldn't say an add-on because I think she's wonderful, and I think she's skyrocketing already. She's starting to skyrocket already. She's so talented. A beautiful young lady by the name of Bria Lee, who I'm just, she's definitely one to watch out for. She's got such star qualities, and I love her. And her, you know, I just spoke to her and her team the other day. And a few other people are joining in as we speak. We're going to have some celebrities. You know, again, American Cancer Society is also involved with this, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And you know, we're going to bring it down. We're going to jam. I mean, the few members of our audience here that have been to one of my concerts know that I am quite animated, and I get down, and I really, I really get into it. I mean, I really know. I love what I do, and I just love the reaction of people. It's fantastic.
That's so exciting. I love it. I love it all. So, Johnny, is there anything else you want to plug or mention before we say goodbye?
Well, my new song is "Coasting to Delight." I'll be commercializing that soon. I'm going to be doing a love ballad. And I've got I'm getting involved with a little bit more acting there, and I feel that there's, you know, when you're in the entertainment business, you know, and I think one of the common denominators is passion. There's a passion inside, and I had a conversation on another show recently. I believe it was the Jimmy Star Show and Ron Russell. They're great guys. You know, talking about, you know, the creativity, where it emanates from for these, and it kind of segues to a prior question, for the artist. Another key secret sauce sometimes is because they dealt like other figures in history of artists in history, is that it's born sometimes from something they've experienced, whether it be some oppression or adversity in their life or some difficulties. And then they take that energy and they rise above it and they convert it to a medium of music or artistry or performing or acting. And I think that type of energy, the ability to rise above, you know, because that's what it's all about. I mean, it's not meant to be a bowl of cherries all life. We know how life is. It has its ups and downs. But it's always truly what we make of it. You know, we have our beliefs, we have our faith, and we go forward in that regard. And, you know, we always have to carry a humbleness in us in order to do this. And I think if you bring all those things together with entertainment and you outreach and touch the audience, that's a beautiful combination.
That's awesome. Well, SoHo Johnny, very well put, and I just want to thank you for your time today. This was great. And also, if you're ever in Massapequa, we'd love to have you stop by the studio.
I'm in on Long Island quite often.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's other. Yes. I definitely will stop by and say hello. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me on the show. I want to wish you and everybody happy holidays, and thank you for all you do as well.
Thank you.
Putting the word out there.
Of course. Thank you so much, Soho Johnny. And best of luck to you, and happy holidays.
Happy holiday to you and everybody else. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, guys, so we're going to take a short commercial break, but we'll be back right after this with our film review segment right after this.
Under the Radar is brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Patent pending interchange genuine gemstone and crystal EMF protection jewelry. For more information, please visit magnitudejewelry.com/gemgirl or call 718-268-6634.
Hey guys, we're back. Under the Radar. I'm your host, Randy Unger, and I have two wonderful guest film critics today. You might recognize them from last week. We've got Forrest Bennett back and Mr. Matt Roran. How's it going, guys? Forrest?
Good.
Yeah? Good? We've got two films to talk about today, as usual. Two very different films.
Very different.
Yeah. So we'll start off with the, I guess you'd call it a psychological thriller called Daniel Isn't Real. And it basically stars Miles Robbins as a young man who, he's on the left. Since childhood, he's had an imaginary friend in Patrick Schwarzenegger on the right. Yes, that's Arnold's son. And basically, ever since childhood, he's had this childhood imaginary friend. It's kind of been laying dormant for the past 15 years or something like that.
15 years.
Yeah, until some tragedy happens and it kind of reawakens this entity in him, and it's from the producers of Mandy, which is another kind of psychological crazy thrill ride.
Yeah.
I really like the performances in this. Robbins and Schwarzenegger. Yeah, they played off each other very, very well. And the topic of mental illness is prevalent. Matt, what did you think of the film?
I really liked it in general. The acting was great. I thought the effects and just the atmosphere of the film I really liked. As far, it's not one of my. There have been so many movies about schizophrenia.
Okay.
I think even lately.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this is one of the best, but it was. And it's also you get hyped when you hear I think they should stop saying from the producers of because it's always producers are people who have no artistic.
Nobody goes to see a movie because of a producer.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's oh well, Mandy. I loved Mandy. Mandy was a fun thrill ride. And it's okay, but this is just people who. Because it's what is it, 21 Bridges?
Yeah, from the Russo brothers.
It was produced by the Russo brothers. And it's the people who brought you Avengers, but they wrote and directed those movies.
It's a cheap trick.
But by the marketing department. It was an enjoyable film.
Yeah.
The quality, because it's for Shudder.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a streaming service.
It's a horror streaming. It's movies and series?
Movies and series.
They started doing their own
it's
series.
mostly horror, although they've kind of branched out a bit to about Yakuza
thrillers
movies.
Okay.
But
it's interesting.
But yeah, for I guess we're living. Both of the movies we're doing today are both made for a streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
But Netflix has been dealing with high-end directors.
Yeah.
All the best directors in the business. But it's nice to see quality like this coming out of a streaming service that not that many people even have yet.
Okay, that's cool. So, interesting.
I guess a lot of people have it.
Would you get Shudder?
It's one of those things I've been on the fence about getting it.
Okay.
I'm kind of always like leaning towards getting it, but then I don't. So
I mean, I think we have some interesting titles.
Because as I've mentioned last week, I'm a huge horror fanatic,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I do have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
how is it treating it? Like, have you found a lot of stuff that you hadn't seen before, or
stuff I haven't seen, stuff
Yeah.
I haven't, stuff I've been like scouring the web for years.
nice, cool.
yeah, they have a great selection.
Yeah.
I've browsed the selection. So I'm always like, it's cheap enough. I mean, it really.
To me, it reminds me of like wandering off into the horror section of mom and pop video
Oh, yeah.
store.
Right, I
when
was just
when
about to
I was
say,
a kid.
VHS. You see all those titles, yeah.
And the gnarly box art.
Yeah, I love that stuff. That was my favorite aisle to go to, because you're like 7 years old and you're seeing all these horror movies. It's like
and all the covers are just
better
like,
than
what
candy.
is that
Better than
about?
candy. It's a great
yeah,
it's a great
yeah.
thing. But I'm a huge horror buff as well, and I mean I wouldn't really call this. I guess you'd call it a horror thriller. Yeah.
There's elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably put it in the horror genre
Yeah.
myself.
Now,
It's definitely slow. It's definitely in that regard. It's definitely a slow burn.
Mm-hmm. And as a horror aficionado, did this measure up to your standards?
I mean, it's probably not going to be one of my. It's not like I wasn't completely like, oh my god, this is
Right,
gonna be one of the
right,
best
right.
of the year. But I really enjoyed.
I enjoyed it.
But I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. Solid
Yeah.
performances. Also, I feel like I feel like it's been a long time since we've had a horror. We've had a horror movie that was like set and shot in New York.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
talking.
can't even remember the last time they did that.
Yeah, like,
that's
not
a
since
good
the
point.
'80s. Not since the '80s, and any
Right.
horror movie that's set. Any horror movie that's been coming out in the last 20-something years that's set in New York has probably been shot in Canada.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
I really missed the 80s into the early 90s, like
Chud and
Yeah.
Street Trash.
what's his name? Cohen. Who's the schlocky filmmaker?
Larry Cohen.
Larry Cohen. Yeah, he did a movie called The Ambulance from 1990. And Eric Roberts is in that. They filmed it
Yeah.
entirely in Manhattan, and it's just a crazy movie. And the fact that they shoot it in the city makes it all that more genuine. So I love when they do stuff like that.
But I think I think the performances were great.
Yeah.
Very good special. Actually, some pretty good special effects.
Yeah. And also back to the acting. Miles Robbins, who's actually
Susan Sarandon and Tim Robbins'
son. Yeah,
And
it's like wow.
It's like a who's who of celebrity offspring.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's so common nowadays.
Yeah.
Because like Dakota
Yeah.
Johnson,
And-
Right.
and
I think the whole cast of almost the whole cast of Girls.
yeah, and
Zsha Mamet. Zosha.
Zosha Mamet, she's David Mamet's daughter, and
Right.
then you got Allison Williams, who's Brian Williams' daughter,
Yeah.
and Jemima Kirk, who's I think her father's in Bad Company.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is
And
nepotism at its best.
Meg Ryan and
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid.
Oh wow, okay.
He's on Boys.
The Boys.
Is
Yeah.
he? I don't even know his
Yeah,
work.
he's,
Jack
he's
Quaid?
like the lead on Boys, which we reviewed that romantic comedy
Oh, yeah,
a few months back, which was okay.
Yeah.
But him on The Boys is fantastic.
Okay.
Like
I think he was in another movie with I think it was either last year or the year before with it was Alexander Shipp. It was another horror movie that went to on demand.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the age for all these '80s actors kids to like
come up.
and
I'll tell you-
and they're great.
Oh, and
They're all-
Zoe Deutsch, daughter of Leah Thompson.
And I'll tell you that one of the main reasons, selling points for me to review this movie was to see Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I was very, very curious to see if this guy
He's
had the acting chops or
I mean, I was
just the charisma
I
of
would
his
never
father.
in a million years guess he was on Schwarzenegger's
You
son.
can kind of see it in
If you
some
didn't-
angles. Yeah.
But he was so yeah. I could. I mean, I didn't really. I mean, I had gone through his browsed through his filmography while watching the movie, and
Okay.
definitely not his. I'm like he's definitely not his father's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that regard.
He's a little more like pretty boy, like almost like a model, I'd say.
Yeah.
He is a model.
Yeah.
I'm reading right now. And
Would it be wrong for me to say that I think he would make a more believable Mr. Freeze than his father?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like that.
He's definitely got more of the Shriver gene in
That's
him.
a nice parallel. Oh man, but yeah, decent horror thriller. But
good, yeah.
Fun. It was I would say it was also.
I'm not going to go out of my way to go see it. Like, but yeah,
I would say it's fun for like a Friday for like a weekend for
Yeah.
a Friday night.
and it has a sort of like loose message of
Yeah.
mental health and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, Matt, see it, skip it.
If you have Shudder, watch it.
I love-
if you don't have Shudder, don't go out of your way to get it just to watch this.
I love this
but-
commercial for Shudder right now.
I know. But
Whatever.
it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. So I would say if you have the service, watch it.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I have the service. I'm actually hosting a viewing party for it at my apartment in a couple of weeks.
Oh wow!
See it. So yeah, see it. Definitely see it.
Come to
At his
Forrest's
viewing
place.
party.
Come to his house.
And also on that note, I was surprised. Actually, I forgot to mention. Mary Stuart Masterson, because I haven't seen. She
was totally underused.
She was underused. I haven't. Well, on top of that, I haven't seen her in like some 20. Haven't seen her in anything in a long time.
Yeah,
she was fantastic.
Mary Stuart Masterson. Oh, yeah.
Always a treat to see her.
She always reminds me of Jenny from Forrest Gump. Who am I thinking of?
Robin? You mean Robin? You're thinking Robin Wright.
Right. Yeah. But she's been around a while. But okay. I'd say see it, but if it's on TV, it's on it's on Shudder, so check it out. If you're curious about Schwarzenegger's son's acting abilities, which are kind of limited.
Yeah, or for that matter, Robbins.
Yeah.
Since this is basically again, this is a cast of Next Generation.
Yeah, but he's the leading actor in this, and I thought he did a very good job.
He was very good.
Yeah, he was perfect. All right, guys. So moving on to our slightly more interesting movie, very different subject matter. It's called Marriage Story. And it's basically the latest from, I guess you couldn't call him an auteur, right, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's known. We've got Noah Baumbach, and he's done with Squid and the Whale, Francis Ha.
Kicking and Screaming,
yeah.
Margot at the Wedding.
Yeah. 2 years ago, he did the Meyerowitz story, which was really good.
He also worked on Life Aquatic.
Yeah, he's good friends with Wes Anderson. They've collaborated on the animated films with
Fantastic Mr. Fox and Isle of Dogs.
What, did they do Isle of Dogs?
I don't think.
Isle of Dogs was Anderson.
Right. But they worked on the Fantastic Mr. Fox film.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a great filmmaker. He knows how to do human drama perfectly.
Greenberg, which is one of those movies I loved that when we showed it at my job, I loved it. Everyone hated it.
Okay.
And a guy actually came out of the theater and goes, "Did you see this?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, and he goes, "Did you like it?" And I'm like, "Oh, I loved it." And he goes, "You're an asshole."
I mean, well, that wasn't. I don't think that was that Baumbach. I think it was. That was Greta Gerwig, if I'm not mistaken. And they worked together.
No, he directed.
He directed that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Greta Gerwig wasn't directing it.
Okay. But now they're together. They're dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she came into the picture till Francis Ha.
Okay.
This was a couple years before that.
I know there's some overlap there. Okay. But Marriage Story, it's the latest, and it's getting rave reviews. It's gonna rack up some awards this season.
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be at least nominated.
It's won already about a few things already, a few accolades, and basically it's a pretty much time-tested tale of divorce in the modern era. They explored this in Squid and the Whale.
Yeah.
I believe Noah Baumbach has been reaching into his past here.
Oh yeah, this is
it's crazy.
One of his most personal films.
Yeah,
and his films are all personal. So,
right.
It's
crazy how good it translates to the screen.
Yeah.
Like, Forrest, I don't know if you're a big Baumbach fan.
I'll admit, I have not seen any of his movies.
Okay.
I did, although someone I knew years ago years ago. She worked on Francis Ha.
Oh, cool. What did they do? I'm just curious.
I'm not. I think she was a camera op. I think she was a camera op.
Sweet.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
Okay, good.
But that's the extent of my knowledge of Noah Baumbach.
Okay. Well, I'll be honest with you, I've only seen a handful of his films as well. But and a bunch of them are on Netflix too, actually, because of Marriage Story.
Although Francis Ha has been on my watch list for a while, I just haven't gotten around to it. It's been on, at least since I saw it previous before. I saw it several years ago, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, Greta Gerwig, she's an acquired taste. Like I don't know how I
feel like
Noah
Baumbach films are an acquired taste.
Yeah.
And also,
but like her specifically, her style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe she hasn't grown on me yet.
I like her. Yeah. But I understand why people don't.
Yeah. Why she kind of reminds me in that respect, Chloe Sevigny. Yeah, you know, that kind of quirky indie actress. Yeah. Anyway, back to the movie at hand. Yes. Marriage Story. We've got a great cast. Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson anchor this heartbreaking tale of divorce, and in the middle they have their young son. And it's really kind of heartbreaking in that respect.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because I'm actually a child of divorce too, and I know how. And I think he was even younger than I was when that happened. But it's a really it hit home for me. And Driver and Johansson just knocked it out of the park. I don't know about you guys. What did you think of the acting?
As someone who went through divorce with a child, or children.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Plural. It really hit because it's also like I feel like just their performances felt so real.
Yeah.
They felt like two people in a relationship. There's been so many divorce movies. Like I've seen so many movies about divorce.
Right. Kramer versus Kramer comes to mind.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's like
Right.
like it's not like I'm not to say that people aren't like that.
No.
Like I may be a special case. One of I really like because it's a film about divorce between two people who still have a lot of feeling for each other.
Yeah.
And they're still close.
Right.
And it's like it's so heavy.
Yeah, it's real.
It's
like,
real.
You know,
it's one of the most real films I've seen in a long time.
And that's what sells it for me. And,
Yeah.
and the acting,
I mean,
even enhances it.
I'm a fan of both of them.
Yeah.
In almost everything they do, and this only made me more of a fan.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah, Johansson. I mean, I've never really been a huge fan of her. I loved her in Ghost World.
Yeah, I like a lot. I like a lot of that. A lot of her Woody Allen stuff.
Yeah. Match Point, right? That was,
Match Point.
Yep.
Yeah. Sure.
Lost in Translation, of course.
Oh yeah.
She's an acquired taste as well. I didn't love her work in the Marvel films, but
yeah, it's like.
I mean, they just want someone who could fit into a tight leather outfit.
yeah, pretty much. What did you think of the acting?
Unlike you guys, have never grown up or have been in a situation involving divorce.
Okay.
I'm not married or have any kids. But it was still really excellent. It was really good. I really enjoyed. I always look forward to anything Adam Driver does.
Oh, yeah.
Scarlett Johansson. Ghost. I mean, outside of Marvel, I'm trying to think. I think the only other things I've seen her in were Ghost World and Hail Caesar. And the Prestige.
Hail Caesar is a Coen Brothers film that did not get enough love.
I loved.
Yeah, it was.
I always look forward to the Coen Brothers.
Anything they do is gold.
Yeah.
Even their lesser movies, I think, are still pretty good.
Yeah.
They're an incredible team.
And you've got Laura Dern, I think she's going to win the Oscar.
She's fantastic.
She's going to win Best
Great.
Supporting.
I've always loved her.
Yeah, ever since Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
no,
Jurassic
even
Park,
before
Mask.
that.
Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet,
Oh yeah, she's great.
She's always great.
I think her time has come for an Oscar.
Yes.
Oh my God, every lawyer in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you got her.
So dirty.
Leota is phenomenal.
Alan Alda.
He's got like 5
Yeah.
minutes of screen time in this,
Yeah.
and he blew me away.
And Alan Alda.
Yeah.
It's great to see someone that old where he's like on screen, like shaking,
yeah.
but he's giving one hell of a
That
performance.
is a true thespian. That's an
Yeah.
actor right
And
there.
I would say with the two main characters, it's like I equally loved them and hated them at the same time. I really wanted
They both
to work
have-
out for both. I want everything to work out for both of them.
Right, because throughout the whole movie, they show their ugly sides and their beautiful sides.
Yeah.
So it's like, who the hell am I rooting
Especially
for?
when they're in Adam Driver's apartment arguing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the setting is totally white. It's like beige. It's
Yeah.
totally empty, which is symbolic.
I love his
life of his life.
apartment with nothing on the walls.
Yeah.
It's like
and she's like, I have a picture you can put up. Oh wait, aren't you in that picture? It's like, why do you want to be reminded of me? You're divorcing me. God. But yeah, back to Leota. That was oh my God.
Leota. Like, it's one of the best performances I've seen out of him in a long time.
Yeah.
And he's usually enjoyable.
Yeah.
But this was like.
It was like over the top.
It was the most dramatic thing.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of campy
a lot of bit parts and direct to video crap.
I'm thinking
or comedies where
Karina comes to mind.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like after Goodfellas, he couldn't really find anything.
I think the last memorable role I can think of his was Hannibal.
Was he an FBI agent in that?
He was the guy whose brain was getting eaten by.
I thought that was someone. Okay, he gets hit over the head and then.
He basically gets lobotomized and they.
He's eating his own brain. Yeah. But that's a review from 2001, and a disturbing image that'll never leave my mind. But
man, I thought when I was 13 years old, I actually found that scene kind of funny.
Yeah. Okay.
In a morbid kind of way.
It is comical. But yeah, in terms of Marriage Story, this is probably, I think, the best movie on Netflix right now.
Oh yeah.
I haven't really explored Netflix lately, but I'm assuming it is because you really can't get much better than this.
I think when it comes to Netflix, quality Netflix movies, as far as Netflix movies that have come out this year, if you've got a choice between the Irishman or Marriage Story. I'm going to pick Marriage Story.
Yeah. I got to see both of them on the big screen, which was great.
They're so different.
They're very different.
I mean,
but with all the complaints of being time, I think in that case, Marriage Story is definitely going to be worth viewers' time.
it's a little more easy to digest, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird how that's easier to digest.
like even if you,
It's like I left Irishman like, okay, I just saw a movie that was pretty long. It didn't feel that long, but I saw a movie. When I got out of Marriage Story, I had tears down my face. I could not and then
it made you feel some feels.
I proceeded to talk about the film and cry even more. Before I came here today...
We don't have tissues, I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Before I came here today, I dropped off my kids at my ex-wife's house, and she watched it on Friday. So we were talking about the film, and it was like, I was like getting teared up, talking to her about the film, and I'm like, I gotta go and talk about this movie right now. So I'm like...
This movie, this hits you on so many levels.
It really, it's definitely one of my favorite films of the year so far.
I think it's safe to say this is on my top 10 for the year. I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd definitely say it's. I don't know if I was going to put it in my top 10, but definitely one of the best. Of 2019.
Nice. And I know we've talked about Netflix and streaming service in the past, but guys, how do you feel? The direction of the relationship between movie theater experience and home viewing experience. How do you feel about this evolution, so to speak?
Like I said, I saw both these films.
Right.
In the theater.
Plus you work in a movie theater,
I work in a movie theater that luckily isn't a chain theater, so we show Netflix movies when they come out, which is great. I feel like if the future is streaming with the movies coming out in theaters first and giving you a chance to see them, I love that. If there's the option to see them on the big screen,
they did it limited. The Irishman was limited release, and then a month later it came out in Netflix. I think the same thing with Marriage Story.
It was a 2-week.
That's like that's the trend now.
Just to get the award, just to get considered for the awards.
Okay, yeah. Because there's like a rule of a certain amount of time.
New York and LA, and they have to be playing in a theater for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, because that was like what was it? Netflix's first movie they did was the. What's his face? The guy who did Parasite.
Snowpiercer?
No, the one after that, which was just for Netflix.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it. Had a giant pig in it.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the title.
Yeah, because it's
all right.
Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
We've got.
So they put this movie out, and then Netflix was kind of like
Okja.
Yeah. So Netflix was like, oh, we want to get Oscars and stuff, and they were like, well, you can't because they're not shown theatrically. So then, after the movie already came out on Netflix, they released it theatrically, and ever since then they've been releasing them for limited runs just so they can get nominations.
Okay.
Which I'm fine with because it's like the caliber of directors that they're getting for Netflix. I mean, so far we've gotten. Obviously Scorsese, Baumbach, the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
Tarantino's extended cut of
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
So it's even longer.
Exactly. Yeah. There's just been a number.
Netflix seems like Netflix is kind of the future of 3-hour movies. 3-hour movies that aren't from Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. I mean. I'm old-fashioned. I love the old.
I
love walking in, smelling the popcorn,
also
putting your coat down, sitting down, and you get this huge screen.
And also just that of watching it with an audience. I mean, I was reading an article about our festivals irrelevant and film festivals irrelevant, and I'm like, no, because there's always that. To be able to the experience of being there, watching with an audience, will never be topped.
No. Like when it comes down to it, I will always pick going to a theater to watch a film.
I mean, if I'm going to watch it on streaming, it's probably because I'm like strapped for it's you
don't want to go out and it's convenient.
It's a movie that why would I pay? It's basically like a popcorn film where it's like this isn't something I'd really shell out $16 for. Luckily, though, I mean, with things like A-list, all the theaters are doing their own thing now, where they're making it kind of cheap for you to go
Yeah.
to the theaters. So I mean, with those, it's kind of bringing back the I'll go because there was a time where I was not paying to see a lot of horror movies because a lot of them weren't great for the last couple years. Although the last couple years have been great.
Oh, I feel like this whole decade's been great for horror.
it's been a really good decade.
Better than the last one was.
The past 5 years have been top notch.
In the early 2000, 2010, I did not see one horror movie in the theater.
Oh, I would go, but I was very picky about what I would see. Especially if it was a PG-13 remake or it had Paris Hilton, then I would skip it.
And guys, speaking of horror, I know that you guys were you both at the Retro Picture Show last night?
Yes,
I was working.
You were working it. Okay.
Actually, I had quite a slate yesterday because I had Marriage Story, and then also I had 30, and then went to a 35th anniversary screening of Gremlins
saw that
Regal
post.
met up with our friend of the show, Tom Puglisi.
Oh, Mr. Puglisi, good man.
And then the Retro Picture Show. So
how many movies? You watched 4 movies?
Four movies. Three of them in the theater.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
Whatever.
For me.
They were all the same length. Irishman. Fine.
Nice.
Well, at least the last two were.
The last two, yeah. Actually, the last two together is still shorter.
But I feel, going from Gremlins to Marriage Story to two Christmas themed slasher flicks was the experience was just especially with Marriage Story, it was jarring.
Right.
Like watching Black Christmas and Silent Night, Deadly Night was feel good viewing compared to Marriage Story.
Oh, I would call Gremlins a total feel good actually.
Well, yeah. Started with.
But after
I started with Gremlins, but went to Marriage Story.
I would love to finish with Gremlins. That was 1 and 2.
It's a good dessert.
It is a great dessert for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, Marriage Story. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a quiet film and it's very dialogue heavy.
Yeah.
As far as what did you think of the script? Do you think Noah Baumbach did a great job capturing these two people?
Yeah, I think the characters, I found them both equal. I'm sorry, they were both equally likable and hateable.
Right.
They're very human.
Exactly. Perfect. Instead of Marriage, it should have been called Human Story.
but not everyone's. But of course, not everyone goes through divorce. So
True. Well, yeah, I think he knocked it out of the park. He wrote.
I mean, I love his films. Yeah. This may be one of my favorites of his.
Nice.
And I mean,
I'm probably gonna have to go home and watch Francis Ha.
I'm gonna watch. I haven't seen Francis Ha, or I saw Squid and the Whale years ago. Yeah. But I really loved the Meyerowitz stories.
Oh,
that was fantastic. And yeah, he said this is I think the 3rd time he's used Adam Driver, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. Yeah. Wow.
And
it's amazing how much Adam Driver's been in.
He's killing it
in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He's on fire.
Ever since I guess the first Star Wars he was in, Force Awakens.
Girls.
He was in Girls.
Oh, Girls. That was right.
And then from there he just he
skyrocketed.
Blew up.
Oh, he was in Inside Llewyn Davis with the.
Oh man.
With Midnight Special with Michael Shannon.
Yeah. Okay. And
incredible.
Patterson,
which I love. Jarmusch, another one of those directors.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for his Netflix movie.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's got to be coming next.
Yeah. Oh man. So I think he's becoming one of my favorite directors for the right now, working today.
Yeah.
Him and Charlie Kaufman.
Kaufman as a writer. I mean, he hasn't directed too much, but
what he did direct was
phenomenal. My god,
Schenectady.
Synecdoche,
if that's how you, I totally butcher. I knew I was gonna butcher that.
Oh my god, that movie.
Yeah.
That movie destroyed me. I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman's performance was incredible. But I mean, I've always, from the first time I saw Being John Malkovich.
Yep.
20
years ago.
I've been like, oh man, I gotta see everything Kaufman is
adaptation.
Yep.
Oh yeah, adaptation and
Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine.
He didn't do Be Kind Rewind, right?
No.
That was Michel Gondry. Right. Was Spike Jonze involved with that?
No.
But it felt like it was in that same world.
Well, I mean,
I think didn't Jones produce it?
Maybe,
he might have produced
probably.
It, yeah.
Sounds right.
And then he's done so many films that are just like.
Oh, and there's this I think animated film, Anomalisa.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see that one.
I still haven't seen it. Yeah. We had it in cinema. I missed it. Yeah.
Oh man, I'd love. That'd be crazy to see what Kaufman can do with an animated film.
Yeah.
So wow. Okay. Cool. So we have a few minutes left, I think. Any holiday plans? I know you're going to be on the holiday show.
Yes.
We're going to be reviewing Star Wars, and that'll be fun. Anything else?
More Adam Driver.
More Adam Driver. Like
More
we haven't
Adam
had
Driver.
enough.
I mean, you can never have enough Adam Driver.
It's true.
No.
Um,
Any special plans for the holiday season?
going out to California to visit family and friends.
Okay.
Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say give it over to Matt.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Hello. Sorry, I was engrossed in Forest.
I know.
California.
What
trip.
was he going to talk about? Yeah. So as far as Forrest's secret plans, that he's not going to talk about. Yeah. No. I mean, Holly, I'm here. I'm working. Hanging out as usual. I'm always around. That's my thing. I very rarely leave. But yeah, we got some things coming up at Cult Cafe.
Okay, do tell.
We got 2 this weekend. We got a Friday the 13th.
I'll be there for that one.
We're doing the Friday the 13th fan film mixtape.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
which is a compilation Alamo Drafthouse made of different 80s and 90s camcorder fan films of Friday the 13th.
Some of them I've actually been searching for 20 on the web for 20 years.
And you get to watch them on the screen, which is fun.
That's interesting. There's one called I think it's called Friday 13th.
The Obsession.
Vengeance.
Oh,
okay.
Did you know if you heard about that? But yeah, it's basically a glorified fan film as well.
Yeah. So yeah, this is like they took a whole bunch of them and put them in one show.
Okay.
So we're doing that on Friday, and then Saturday, Steven Spielberg's classic, underrated classic, 1941.
For me, that movie did not have enough John Belushi.
Well, that my main problem with that movie is that every actor in it should be in it longer.
Well, isn't it also it's also over 2
2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
See, I'm a big, I call this, I'm a Spiel head.
Spiel
A Spiel nerd.
Spiel nerd.
Spiel nerd. Yes. And I unfortunately have never had the chance.
Well, it's one of those things, like, it's like when people talk about Spielberg, they either leave it out or they talk very, very badly about it.
That and Always.
I enjoy it. And Always I love also. But it's a much, much different film.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say this right now, because earlier this week I saw Frozen. I went and saw Frozen.
Oh,
2.
right. Yes.
I'll admit my attention kind of wandered off a few times.
Okay.
I think if I felt like if they had put as much effort into the script and the music as they did the animation, I would have enjoyed it more. So, and this movie's probably already made its money back in merchandise sales alone. Yeah. But for those who haven't seen it, I'm going to say wait for Disney Plus.
So you're saying kind of it felt kind of short in terms of originality.
Exactly.
Okay. Because the first one's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Beautiful songs, beautiful.
Probably one of the best that Disney's put out in the last decade.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Have you seen Frozen 2?
I did see it. I liked it. It wasn't no Moana, but it was good.
All right. Cool. All right, guys. So, any plugs? Anything you want to mention before we say goodbye?
I believe I already did my plug.
You pretty much
did my plugs.
You did your part. You did your plugs.
We also have more coming in. We have Mixed Nuts coming up the following weekend. Another movie that people hated that I love.
Wait, is that Steve Martin?
Steve Martin.
Okay.
It's Nora Ephron.
Early Adam Sandler too.
Yeah.
Oh wow, 1994.
Nora Ephron wrote and directed it. You got. I mean, the cast alone, you got Steve Martin, Rita Wilson, Adam Sandler, Madeline Kahn, Richard Klein, Gary Shandling.
Oh, he's in that too?
Gary Shandling's in it. He's the landlord.
Yes.
Now
I have to see it.
Oh, yeah. Leaf Schreiber's first role.
Wow.
You got Juliette Lewis. Anthony LaPaglia.
Okay.
Like it's a stacked cast.
I loved him in Innocent Blood.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That was a good one.
I guess as far as underrated Christmas comedies, what would you, for example, I would say my favorite is probably The Ref with Dennis Leary.
The Ref is incredible.
Same year, 94.
What about you guys? As far as underrated Christmas comedies,
I mean, it's not really underrated, but Scrooge is my all-time favorite.
Scrooge is like tops. That was the first one we did at Cult Cafe.
I always watch that. I always watch that Muppet Christmas Carol back to back every December.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, it's not really underrated, but Trading Places.
Trading Places. We did that last year.
Oh, there you go.
We did that. That was the holiday movie last year.
If only I lived closer to Huntington.
I know, right? Yeah, we did that last year. We did Gremlins. We did. So I'm going through it. I would have loved to have done The Ref, but unfortunately, it's a Disney movie.
Oh, really? That's bullshit. I mean, is it going to be on Plus? You think?
No way. It's rated
But it's
R.
Disney.
It's Dennis Leary.
Yeah,
They
I
could
think there's
bleep it out.
nothing-
It's Dennis Leary and Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, right.
And Judy Davis.
They
who's
probably
also very
try
good.
to forget anything.
I mean, the most Disney thing
Still
about it is Glynis Johns.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, it is a classic.
That's crazy. So far, anything you want to mention? Any plugs before we go?
Any plugs? Well, I'm currently reading a Christmas-themed comic by Brian Posehn called Last Christmas. It has nothing to do with Amelia Clark and Henry Golding. It's because I used to work at a comic book shop when I was in college. I bought the first issue when it came out, but I never got around to finishing it. So now I'm getting around to reading the whole story.
Nice.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Well, unfortunately, guys, I'll have to say goodbye for the time being because we won't have any new episodes of Under the Radar next Sunday. I will be out of town in California as well. But yeah, we'll be back full throttle on December 22nd for the holiday show. And we might have... there's going to be some surprises. His name might be Saint Nick. I don't know. He might be there in person, but maybe through Skype. I don't know. I've already given away enough already.
I thought it was like Chris. What's his name?
Chris Kringle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. That might be.
So Tim Allen's coming.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yes. No, Kurt Russell.
Topo Show.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do. There's gonna be some more, birthday posts on the Facebook page and all social media stuff like that. There might be a mini episode as well, so stay tuned for that. But between now and the 22nd, I want to wish everyone a very happy 2 weeks. And we'll be back with more film reviews and interviews on December 22nd. I want to thank Mr. Matt Roran and Mr. Forrest Bennett. Thank you, gentlemen. This was great as always. And everyone watching at home and on your devices, thank you for watching. And we'll be back next week. No, we won't. We'll be back on 2 weeks, 22nd. And until then, we'll see you then. Bye.
Under the Radar is all new next week with more movie reviews and interviews on Strong Island Radio and Television. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.